Young, and welcome to modeling. Now we're just modeling Vegeta, and this is going to be part 6, I think. I went ahead and finished just connecting the body to the legs. So yeah, if you were expecting a straight up how-to to do that, I'm sorry. But I think I've given you all enough knowledge that you can do it pretty well by yourselves. But if you have any problems, please let me know. Okay. And so yeah, we have this nice retopologized mesh here. And what we're going to do in this tutorial is make Vegeta's armor. And we're going to do that using more retopology. So we're basically just going to retopologize over the, if it's not retopology, we're going to use retopology techniques, but these techniques are used for making clothes and accessories and all types of stuff. Okay, so what we want to do is hit Shift S, cursor to center, Shift A, Shift A, add mesh plane. Let me turn on my screencast keys. Alright. And let me Shift S, cursor to center, Shift A, add mesh plane, rotate X 90 degrees, and scale it down, hit tab, G to grab, scale it down, turn on the magnet, and make sure all of those are turned on, and hit G. Okay, still want to scale it down, and now we're just going to try to follow the shape of the armor. So I'm going to put this right here. In fact, let me add a mirror modifier so I can see exactly where the center is going to be. Okay, so the picture is a bit off, so our center is going to be right here. So let's see, maybe just to get the armor right, we can move the picture a little bit. Okay, so that's the wrong way. That's the right way, but something changed. I changed the size by accident. Okay, I think it's back to normal. Alright, so okay. So 3.34 is not it. Let's try 3.3. Let's try 3.3. About 3.35. Okay. Let's try 3.345. There we go. Alright, so get your image lined up to that point. And now let's start modeling the armor. So first, we want to move this up so it gets the tip. And just move that down. Alright. And control click to extrude. Control click. Now, don't get a back image of Vegeta's armor, so I'm going to guesstimate. Okay. Guesstimation. Okay, so I went up too far. Okay, good. Alright. So now, we are going to extrude this out. Make a face. Alright. And add vertice here. So that we can continue this journey as seamlessly as possible. And we have this here in that shape. Alright, and then it's like add a vertex, well, add the edge loop here, and now we're going to get this part up here, around there. So let's start extruding. And just hit regular old E. Then Control R. No, not that way. Not yet. Okay, we are going to do it that way. Just not yet. Then we hit E. Actually, could have just made a face, but I wasn't thinking. Okay. And then we just move that in some, make that skinnier, yes. Okay. So move this over, hit Control R. Now we're gonna make this part that comes down here. So hit Control E. Again. And then extrude down and stay there. Then we're gonna E extrude all the way to the center. And then Control R 4 times. And G to grab. To move those to the surface. Then we simply go about extruding all the way around the body. Clap your hands, everybody, and you got what it takes. My bad for a second. Okay, so then hit, turn off force mode editing real quick, then hit S, Z, 0. Okay, and do the same thing for this part, and basically all around here. Whoa, what happened? Oh, the magnet's still turned on. And all of this. So SZ 0. Okay, that's better. The same thing for these. Okay. There we go. So turn back on your magnet and all these, and of course edit it back on to connected. Okay. So that's pretty decent. Let's shape this area out. We really don't have to do anything fancy in here because there's nothing done fancily in the interior. So, yeah, just extrude in and then make some more vertices depending on what's up here. Yes. So Control R. In fact, let's do it what's based off of down there. So it's 4 down there. And let me turn back to the vertex. And let's do it from the bottom first. Hit F, F. Alright, so that's done. And then up top, let's see, hit F. Leave one here. F, 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 F. There we go. So that's cool. To make it like fit with the bottom ones, we can just like make them straight. Just for that's just the way I like to do it. And then we can make this fit with the picture just a bit more. Okay. So now we have to fill in this chest part here. So, what are we gonna do for you? Well, let's just go with the bend, I guess. First, Control R here. Control R. Okay. So we got the bottom part of the armor almost. Well, because we got to do it all around. But this is so far so good. And just either extrude out, extrude out. And up top, we just make faces. And we can add more vegetables so we can make faces bottom. Alright. So that's cool. And I want to keep going, so we're almost done with the chest part, which is good. So I wonder how I'm going to do this. Alright, I'm going to merge these two. Extrude from up here. Okay. Okay. So let's extrude out here. And then make faces there. Make face here. And here. And Control R twice. G. Turn it back into vertex. Alright, good. So we filled it in. And now we have all of this stuff. Let's see if everything still flows the way I want it to. That's good. That's good. And that's good. And then that's good. That has to be good. Okay, good. So now we just go around the body, extruding. Alright, so the bottom's good. What am I gonna do about you? That's terrible. What am I going to do? Let's see, hit Control R. Anyway, so right click that, let's see if we can just get rid of it. Need that too. Alright, this is tricky. Having the topology fit is always tricky. It's always tricky. Okay, I'm going to extrude this along the top part. Alright. Bring that down so that way. Alright, good. Good. So now I have less stuff to worry about. one more. Alright, cool. And then to add some stuff down here, I'm gonna have to move some stuff down with edge slide. Okay. Hold on a second. And then, you know, keep doing that. Exclude the stuff you want to exclude, and just pause. Okay, just add slide down. Click. Okay. I want to do one more edge slide with these. Okay, alright, so that's good. And I still need this for the loop that goes around. Alright. So, we have the regular armor part of the body armor done. Now we need to add these strips. But before we do that, we want to hit Control R, add an edge loop there, Control R to add an edge loop here. And then let me fix some stuff. Let's take this skinny part. Alright, and then I want to add vertices or edge of vertices here, and then one here as well. And now turn off the magnet, and what we're gonna do is an extrusion. Exclude this part. Include this part. So we line the lines up with the picture so we can tell which lines are which when we get ready for the step. That's why I did it that way. Because I wanted to make it easier on myself when I started. What just happened? When I started my extrusion process. Okay, so these are all the seams in the body armor. So now hit E, left click, and then hit Alt S. Oh yeah, turn off proportional editing. I say Alt S. And that scales everything on its normals, which is exactly what we wanted. Okay? And so now we grab the armor and look at it. You see we have the seams all right there, which is cool, isn't it? Alright? Pretty darn cool. Okay, so now to add the other part of the armor, turn the magnet back on and all of these. And do what we did before. Click and drag, extrude, 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 and extrude, okay, that's good on the extruding. Now to make faces. Actually, we're not going to make faces, we're going to bridge them. So, select all four of these. Control E, bridge as loops. Done, okay. So that's cool. Cool beads. And then turn them back off. And we're going to make an extrusion on these. First, hit Control R so we get some space between those and those. Then select all of these all the way up here. Hit E, right click, Alt S, scale on the corners. And then, after we've done that, we can bring them down so that it's not that noticeable. Alright, good. And then we can fix some stuff back there. And same thing. Heck, we turn this one and hit GG to edge line. Those will be merged into each other, which is good. Okay, so that is Vegeta's armor. Now to finish it off, we're going to add a subdivision surface modifier. And one more thing. Hit T, go to smooth. Alright? So now everything looks nice and smooth. And you can see everything looks nice and dandy. So, to make it so that the armor is on the outside and the body, or his type suit or whatever the heck it is on the inside, we're going to scale it. So hit Alt S. Now when you hit Alt S, make sure that the magnet is turned off and it's scaling all the normals. But don't let it do it too much because you see everything starts to get real thick. So to get specific areas, turn back on proportional editing and make it connected, and then we can just click and drag some stuff out. Okay, so we didn't ruin the armor at all, and everything still looks nice. And for the last part of the armor, I want to get those see those black lines on the yellow parts of the armor. That's what I want to get before I leave you guys. So I think we can bevel this by hitting Control B and scale and use your mouse wheel to make more extrusions in the bevel. And then turn off proportional editing, and I can scale that down. Then add an edge loop here, and then add an edge loop here. Okay, that's nice. So I'm going to do that for all of those. So I'm going to add one here, Control B, extrusion, scale in, control. In fact, what we can do to make that process easier is just bevel those two. Alright? I'm teaching you guys a lot today, aren't I? So hit Control B, scale it, and scale it in. Select both of these and hit Control B. Okay. And just go around the extrusions we made in the armor. Control, whoops. Okay. Try one more time. Control B. Do that. Scale that. And Control B that. So everything is turning out nicely. Control B. Scale. Control B. These are once you start working with Blender, you'll start figuring out your own modeling techniques. This is just something I picked up through watching tutorials and time lapses and everything else. Okay, and then all we have to do now is texture it. Now you see his armor is really white and yellow, so that's what we want to do here. Want to make it white and yellow, white and yellow, white and yellow. Okay, I'm done. So just go to the texture, hit new. That's the white texture. Okay, let's make it all the way white. So now we add another texture, new, and make this one yellowish, kind of a darker yellow. In fact, let's make this that kind of yellow, lighten the yellow. Okay, that's a good yellow. And then go in here and well, one thing I wanted to do that I didn't do that I should have done is add edge loops in between the extrusion and the rest of the armor to give it a thicker line so that it's more noticeable. That looks better to me, a lot better, hell of a lot better. Did I already do it here? I don't think I did. When you're doing that, you gotta turn the that part off, or else it'll connect the vertices, and you don't want that. Okay, so back to the texture part. What we're gonna do, select all of these that are inside of here. Then we can just hit C and click and drag, and we can select all of these. Right click. Alright, and then just hit assign, and now you see it's yellow in there. And then up here we can to get a So we can make this process easier, just hit B and click and drag. Yeah, B and click and drag. Okay. Now we got most of those. Now we can just go down here. Okay, good. Then hit assign. Alright, so now we have his armor. Well, some of it. I gotta get some stuff down here. Hit assign now. See how that looks. Alright, that looks better. Okay. And then the last thing I'm doing. I promise this is the last thing. I said I want to do one more thing this whole time. Well, I promise you this is the last thing I'm doing. I want to extrude this part. Okay. And hit W and smooth. So it doesn't look like I did anything now, but once I extrude the rest, then you'll see. Okay, that's looking nice. And then I wanted to extrude this last part. And then hit smooth. Okay? Look at that. So with absolutely no UV mapping whatsoever, we have just made uh, Vegeta's armor. And we made it look awesome without UV mapping. And that's what it's all about. And then I want to select these textures so I can make an adjustment real quick. I want to add some loops in here to the texture. Hit assign. Alright, that looks a lot better. Okay, good. So, this was modeling Vegeta's armor. And so, yay! The next part we're going to do his gloves and his boots, I do believe. So, thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more Dragon Ball Z modeling tutorials, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good day.